Og jeg har fået internationale gæster. Der er en helt ny film på CPH PIX, der hedder Cold November. And with me here is Carl. And welcome. I didn't get your name before.
Bijou.
Bijou,
Bijou Abas. What a name,
like
right?
jewelry in French?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Are you French?
Slightly, yes.
In America, we're a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And you can, you can have any name at all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, welcome, guys. Tell us a little about the film Cold November. What is it?
So Cold November is a narrative feature about a young woman played by Bijou Abas who's being raised by 3 women and taken through the rite of passage of killing a deer for the first time. So it's a sort of non-traditional take on the rite of passage film, but rooted in reality because that was my reality when I was a child. I was raised by several women and taught how to hunt. So yeah, we just sort of told the story through the eyes of a young woman.
Is it based in your on your home soil, in your home territory?
Yes,
Where
I'm
would
actually
that be
northern Minnesota, which is a region that's a lot like Scandinavia actually, and I'm of Finnish descent, which is why everyone migrated to that sort of part of the country.
Yes, because there's a whole lot of Scandinavians in that area. That is true, and you'll find all kinds of Scandinavian surnames as well.
Yeah.
But Bijou, I mean, can I ask you? It's rude. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 13 now, but I filmed it when I was 11.
Oh, 11. What was that like?
It was interesting trying to play someone older. I think looking back on it, I would have done some things differently, but being 11, I still had that kind of innocence to it, but I was able to get the depth.
I mean, look at the look on that face.
Yeah.
That's an 11-year-old with intensity.
But I mean, I've got a girl, I've got a daughter your age, and I'm just thinking, letting her out there in the cold with a big gun and filming. How did your parents and your surroundings react to this?
Well, it was honestly a really interesting new experience. I got to do a lot of things that I wouldn't have done otherwise. It was really experiencing a different culture, a different way of life. It was hard at first because I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but then after I got the gun safety and I learned about hunting and I learned all the things I needed to know as if I was actually the character, and it ended up kind of being life-changing. So.
We put her through 8 months of training before we shot the movie, and there was this one moment because we shot it simultaneously during the real hunting season in Minnesota, so we were using real animals in the film and working with a team of hunters to humanely do everything. And there was this point at which she needs to field dress a deer, and she's getting ready to do it. And I asked her, like, how you feeling? And she's like, well, if I'm going to be eating meat the rest of my life, I should know how to butcher a deer, right? So.
Well,
yeah.
there's a certain truth in it, but
yeah.
still. Is the film, because what we really like here in Scandinavia, we like the political American independent films.
Yeah.
Where is it on that scale? How can we compare it? Is it...
Well, I mean, honestly, on that scale, I think it's probably controversial enough that people don't know exactly where to place it, especially in our current political climate, because it's a positive story about a young girl getting a weapon and learning how to live off the land using it, and guns are a real heated debate in the country. And yeah, I mean, I'm just really excited that CPH PIX gave us the opportunity to unleash it to the world. This is our world premiere. We're going to do a bunch of festival runs and then a theatrical run this January in the United States, and then the European stuff is still kind of shaking out. But yeah, I think the messaging is interesting. It's a little confusing because it goes against sort of the black or white, sort of right or left political conversations, and I think. Hopefully, I mean, my goal is to have people unexpectedly like the film and for it to sort of encourage new conversations, both around guns and around the topic of what happens if you're put in a position where, you're in such extreme poverty that you have to live off the land, which is sort of a theme, and why these women are in the circumstance that they're in the first place.
It sounds interesting. I'm really excited to see it, and we're really interested in seeing the pre and post Trump films, how they develop, how America is portrayed, what angles you choose, how the art is reacting, right?
Well, this is technically a pre-Trump film, but it hits a lot of the sort of conversations really well, which is interesting. I'm glad it's still finding a place in the world in a post-Trump world, Yeah.
Listen, guys, thanks a lot for joining us, and good luck with the film.
Thank you so much.
And it's a really privilege to be able to travel with your film, like having a passport in your hand, and that film kind of is the carrier of it all.
Yes.
So it's a real privilege. So enjoy it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Yeah.
Og I kan se Cold November på Blockbuster.